If you want to massively improve your mental health, it's not as hard as you might think. After 12 years of therapy and getting myself out of 3 major depressive episodes, I've boiled down 3 subtle changes you can make right now that are actually pretty easy to do and will improve your mental health tremendously. Number 1 is to focus on what you can control instead of what you can't. If you're unhappy right now, your brain is probably hyper focusing on everything you don't like about your life. And it's probably things that are outside of your control, which is making the situation feel much worse. Our brains are programmed to identify threats, and things that you don't like about your life are threatening. They're making you unhappy, right? So this is not your fault. Your brain is literally doing what it is designed to do, which is to keep you safe by focusing on the threats in your life. So good job for your brain because it's doing what it thinks it needs to do to keep you safe, but it's not helpful, right? Here's the thing. The things you don't like about your life, the things that are outside of your control, the things that you can't change, those are simply your constraints. They aren't barriers. They aren't things that have to stop you from having the kind of life you want to have or doing the things that you want to do. And focusing on those things is going to make you feel stuck and powerless. So here's what you can do instead. Whenever your brain wants to focus on how much you hate your job or how you don't have enough money, or how you don't have the friends or the relationship that you want, or if you're struggling with mental health or dealing with a mental illness, it's important to take note of those things because it means we care about them. It means that we want to do something about them. But you control the lens and the perspective that you look at those things from. So once we're aware of them, repeating the same negative thought or limiting a belief about them over and over again isn't going to help us get the result that we want. So instead of focusing on the negative situation or the thing that we can't control, we have to shift our perspective and focus on what we can control. You have agency here and you have control over yourself and your thoughts and your actions right now. We can't go back in time. We can't change what got us here to this moment, but we can control what we do now, how we think about the situation, and what we do moving forward. So if you find yourself focusing on aspects of a situation that you can't control, take things one step further and ask yourself, what can I control now for a better outcome? Even if it's just changing your perspective on the situation at first. Think about how you can look at a situation differently that is more empowering. What actions can you take to progress or move forward rather than focusing on whatever negative aspect of your life it is that you can't control or you can't change in this moment. I promise you'll feel better when you start focusing on the aspects of a situation that you can control and you start taking action to improve and make it better. The second subtle shift you can make in your life to improve your mental health is to practice savoring. Savoring is a practice that comes from positive psychology that is proven to increase feelings of joy and well-being. Savoring is when you intentionally engage in thoughts and behaviors that heighten your good feelings about positive events. So the practice of savoring helps to generate, intensify, and prolong enjoyment. It's similar to gratitude and appreciation, but I would say it's even one step further. It's proven that people who practice savoring feel calmer, less anxious, and more balanced. You can practice savoring by intentionally focusing on positive events from the past, present, or future. So when you're practicing savoring in the past, you're reminiscing on good times, or remembering positive moments or accomplishments from the past. In the present, you're calling out or noticing things that you enjoy while you're doing something. So to do this, you can think about your senses. Noticing food that tastes good, songs you like, calling out beauty in the environment around you, noticing the feeling of something soft or cozy, or the old cliche of stopping to smell the roses. It may seem small or silly, but simply noticing things you enjoy while you're doing them is a great way to practice savoring in the present and will drastically improve your mental health. Savoring in the future is when you have things that you're looking forward to. And this is incredibly helpful because it helps you get the most out of the positive events in your life. When you have something that you can look forward to, you're enjoying it in the present moment, and you can reminisce and look back on how great it was when it happened, you're going to get the most positive feelings and experience from those things. For me, having things to look forward to is so important. It helps so much with my mental health and feeling happier in the present moment. And the third shift that you can make is simply making sure that you're getting enough sleep, eating regularly, drinking enough water, and moving throughout the day. I know this is kind of an obvious and annoying one, but it's really important not to overlook these things. Usually when I feel like garbage, I notice that I've been slacking on one and usually more than one of these things. Let's let go of the idea that we have to be perfect in these areas, and don't judge yourself if you're not, because you're not gonna be. Just focus on getting better, and when you notice that you need something, give it to yourself. If you haven't eaten all day, eat. If you haven't drank water all day, drink some. If you have been sitting for 4 hours straight, take a walk around the block. If you didn't sleep well the night before, take a nap or get to bed early that night if you can. You don't have to feel bad about it or get mad at yourself for it. Just accept it and do something about it when you realize. It doesn't have to be a rigid or complicated system. Just decide those things are a priority and do whatever you need to do to make it easier for you to take care of yourself and do what you need to do to feel good and healthy. Improving your mental health doesn't have to be making huge, overwhelming changes. It's really about these small, subtle shifts, like focusing on what you can control, savoring the good moments in your life, and making sure that you're meeting your basic needs. And if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, or like your life's been drifting by without a clear direction, I want you to know you're not alone. I've been there too, and that's why I've created my group coaching program, the Limitless Life Lab. It's designed to help you gain clarity, confidence, and give you actionable tools to move forward and create the life you've always dreamed of. It's launching soon and spots are limited, so go to the link in the description to get on the wait list and get first priority when it opens. And in the meantime, make sure you check out this next video.